Greetings, fellow humans. Storytime. Damn it, there isn't much of a story to this. Some years ago, I accidentally stumbled upon a mobile game called Rogue-lite, and then discovered there was actually a whole genre about this. Rogue-lite? Anyway, but since then, I've been in love with the genre. So now, I'm gonna give a small rundown of my favorite roguelites, but with a twist. These are not your normal roguelites, but a selection of the ones on the weird side. But we'll also mention some hidden gems by genre as a treat. This with the help of the Reddit mega thread some redditors helped create. There are a lot of these, but this one truly felt blessed by the gods. Link down below. First we have Noita. To be short is a lot of things. Physics pixel simulation magic-based side-scroller with digging and wand crafting and item learning. Damn. What you got to know is that mage. Build. Wand. Wand goes. Or wand go.
You stupid!
And that perks can be pretty useful or just a killing machine. This is one of those games where you go in almost completely blind for the first runs and go running to the wiki later on. This one is hard AF, so you're def going to need it. One negative point a lot of people have is that it is really RNG based, but for that I'm sure there is a mod that can help. Because Noita has a well-established mod scene and has some pretty interesting ones. I think they're even working on a multiplayer one. Introducing Descenders. Yes, some may know this one, but maybe don't know it as a roguelite. The big OL bike game for those who grew up in the extreme sports game era. Peak era, honestly. You unlock perks by doing tricks, but repeating makes less points, so is really skill-based not just in perk system, but overall. Person goes insane. Trick 360 or just splat. No in between. There's no enemies as is, but the scenario is your enemy or best ally if RNG helps. There are several maps you unlock as you play and a main hub world thing to practice tricks and start a new run. Or you can just use the menu. You also have your good old customization, the only thing you unlock, and an interesting online crossplay system. And luckily not microtransactions, which nowadays is kinda weird, like a drop of water in the desert.
What kind of place is this?
Dreamscaper. Honestly, I didn't have a chance to play too much of this one. It was a new discovery for me. I would say this is one of the most traditional ones on the list. You live a dream and an awake cycle. Awake you unlock stuff for the dream world, and sleeping you fight and may find those unlockables, discover new areas and memories of the playable character. I would say this one is on the easier side of roguelites, but perfect for someone who is looking to try them out without the high difficulty, and has some nice more cozy mechanics too. It has some interesting boss designs, and the visuals are stunning overall. Moving on we have Going Under. For starters, this Dark Souls kinda combat, not that hard though. What it has, mainly, is a soul, a shitposting soul. It's full of jokes and Easter eggs for our modern times, and is a pretty good parody of the typical survival you play after graduating as in getting a job and taxes. The aesthetic helps this running joke by looking like a corporal work positivity poster. Look at it. It looks really pretty. You unlock different starting levels with special bosses. The game functions as most roguelites, but has its perks, unlockables, dungeon store, rooms, NPCs, and a quite remarkable story, this one. Plus for some it is pretty cheap on sales like $1 or so in some countries. And finally, drums please. Streets of Rogue. I'm joking, stab. I love this one so much that it will have its own video, with a deep dive and all, so I'm saving it for later. But you no joke, play it. The sequel is releasing pretty soon. Where was I? Oh yeah. Finally, we have Heat Signature. This one is what Star Wars Outlaws should have been honestly. In this top-down shooter, you play as a mercenary that has to complete open missions like in Streets of Rogue. These missions go from killing someone, to stealing something, to just straight kidnapping, and the difficulty goes ascending till they kill your character and have to start with another one from zero. It's a fun experience, and the planets you liberate serve as unlockables for different items and perks that you get to keep across characters, like weapon unlocks on stores. Have in mind that mercenaries are random like in Rogue Legacy, and some have illnesses and or perks with different starting items and a final quest. Now the moment y'all been waiting for. The recommendations from the Thread forum. Sadly, I'm not a cosmic being, yet, and haven't had the time to try them all yet. So by my mighty small research, let's begin. First we have twin stick shooters, with games like Cult of the Lamb and Wizard of Legend. Tiny Rogue. Retro Pixel. Teleglitch. Heat signature long-lost sibling.
Brother.
Ember Knights. OMG 4-player co-op mentioned. Mana Spark. We have Dark Souls at home. Undermine. Cave. Colt Canyon. Western Cowboy. Crawl. Your friends will hate you. Patch Quest. Also known as Pokemon is probably filing a lawsuit right now. Moving on. FPS and kinda boomer shooters. Games like... There aren't that many well-known of these games, to be honest. Dead Link. RoboQuest. Why can't I have you? Void Bastards. You get to play as me. Immortal Redneck.
My name is Buster. Balls Buster.
Plataformers. You know. Dead Cells, Spelunky, Risk of Rain, Astral Ascent. My beloved. Revita. Fallback. But with Cave Lasers.
Gave me a hard time, but I killed him with my sword and bow. And I met a guy who gave me shoes, and he followed me around as I started.
Deckbuilders like Slay the Spire. Not really my kind of game, but will have its well-deserved mention. Vault of the Void. I feel like I would appreciate if I did understand half of what's going on in the screen. Slice and dice. Across the Obelisk. I swear I'm trying. I don't understand this game. Iris and the Giant. Oh, thanks to the tree. I did play this one. Lovely story and strategy, because I didn't know what other category to put, and I'm not familiar with these. Sorry, I guess Into the Breach. Likes? Mortal Glory. Blood. 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 Tales and Tactics. Blood, blood, blood. Star Renegades. Isometrics. Hades kinda games. Curse of the Dead Gods. Angry Old Man. The game. Synthetic. Number go up. Raven's Watch. Why can't I have you? West of Dead.
Damn, what is that, bro?
Not many kind souls left in purgatory. Most were cursed.
3D ones. Like Risk of Rain 2. Crab Champions. Never thought I would see a crab do a 360. No scrub. Nights Within. Never seen anything like it. That's for sure. Arborea. How come I have never heard of this game?
And wipe this curse out of our world.
Heart and Slash. And 10. The I don't know what I'm looking at category. Tape to tape. Hockey like Roguelite.
You learn while you're still pushing the kitchen chair. There's at least one silver line, and sucking is the first step towards not sucking.
Shotgun King. I have played chess. I didn't look like this. Played up. Overcooked, but for those who wanted to hate their friends a little more. Down well. Why is this game so difficult? There are a lot more. Like, I'm talking like this is less than 50% of the list. So I'll leave the link down below. And maybe, just maybe, I'll someday make a second part of this video. Without him holding a knife, of course. See you soon. Arson.